is Dak Prescott. So Dak Prescott's been in the news for quite some time in regards to his contract. It's kind of like the Jamal Adams thing, except Dak Prescott's already been offered the second most money in the league for a quarterback, and he turned it down. Rumor has it has been the theme of Dak Prescott because it was rumored he wanted more years, or he wanted more money, or he wanted less years, or he didn't like the money at all. Everyone is freaking out about Dak Prescott. It's actually insane that a quarterback who is actually very solid gets a ton of disrespect. And now when you look up Dak Prescott's name on the internet, there's a lot of articles saying why he's not even remotely worth the money that he's getting paid, which that's true with every young quarterback that gets put this money. Let's face it. How many times have you looked at a quarterback getting paid and you're like, yeah, you know what? He was worth the money. Some Tom Brady and Drew Brees aren't even in the conversation for the highest paid. And they're like two of the top 5 in the league, and they're not. You know who's the top paid quarterback? Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson. Yeah. Russell Wilson makes a ton of sense. Russell Wilson should, as of right now, be the highest paid quarterback in the league. But Matt Ryan, do you really think Matt Ryan should be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league? No. QBs in the NFL, for the most part, get overpaid and make the market shift every time. Every time a new quarterback gets a contract signed, it's basically like, oh, well, here's the new market for a quarterback. This is what all quarterbacks now have to get paid. It's very interesting. I mean, let's go through the total amount of money in the NFL quarterbacks have made, and I'm ranking them by what the most a quarterback is making in their contract in the NFL. Matt Ryan, like we said, is making $150 million in his contract. Russell Wilson is next, making $140 million. Russell Wilson's making that over 4 years. Matt Ryan is making $150 over 5 years. That's why Russell Wilson's the highest paid. Jimmy Garoppolo is next up. We all remember that deal because, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo, the savior, the best quarterback that we've ever seen never play, got to San Francisco, showed a 6-0 start against a really crappy schedule, and everyone was like, oh, man, him and Shanahan, they're going to be amazing. Look where we are with Jimmy Garoppolo right now. Now you can win with him, but that's about it. He's not going to win you the games because when San Francisco was in the Super Bowl and they were up in the fourth quarter, guess who faded away just as fast as every other average quarterback does in the league? Jimmy Garoppolo. Matthew Stafford is up there. Then there's Aaron Rodgers, which, why is he not higher, I guess is the question. Very simple. His contract was signed after these guys. Jared Goff. Yep, Jared Goff is one of the highest paid. You know why? Because he came off the rookie deal, and he performed in 1 year, and he shifted the quarterback market. Carson Wentz, another one, shifted the quarterback market. Derek Carr is getting a ton of money from Oakland. Las Vegas now. Signed it with Oakland. He signed for $125 million over 5 years. Do you think Derek Carr is worth that? No. Well, what about Ryan Tannehill, who got paid a ridiculous amount of money? Because you know why they're getting paid this money? Because that's what the quarterback market demands. You're not paying based off talent. You're paying based off of promise. Alex Smith is another notably high-paid quarterback. So is Ben Roethlisberger. So is Kirk Cousins. We all know Kirk Cousins is because that's the only argument people bring up is how much money he makes and how he doesn't deserve it. You get the money that the market is worth. If you want there's not many good franchise quarterbacks in this league. There's not even enough for every team. So, of course, everyone is going to pay for the chance to get one. And you're paying for the hope that you finally got it, not because you're looking at a Kirk Cousins or Teddy Bridgewater and you're thinking this guy deserves elite money. You're doing, we need a quarterback so desperately, we are going to pay what the market is asking. Quarterback contracts, for the most part, like I said, don't earn what they're worth. They earn the overall market value. So this gets back to Dak Prescott. The most important thing is that QB in the entirety of sports gets a lot of leeway when it comes to contracts. When you pay a baseball player like the Angels did Albert Pujols, you paid him for the 4 years of the 10-year that were going to be worth it. When you're paying a quarterback, you're paying for like just the hope that you'll be good. You're not paying because they did well up to that point. Now, one of the issues here with Dak Prescott is that he is not an elite quarterback, but he is very good. And very good quarterbacks get paid a lot of money in this league. Over his career, Dallas has had the best offensive line talent in the league, which is one of the gripes that people have against him. Another gripe here is that Dak Prescott, against teams with 9 or fewer wins, is a sensational quarterback. He's 35-11 with 75 to 17 touchdown interception ratio, a 72.9 QBR, and he is second ranked in the NFL in that category since he's entered the league. With 10 plus wins, he is a 5-13 record, 22-19 touchdown interception ratio, and a total QBR of 55.3, which ranks 19th. But it's funny people say this about Dak because no one really seemed to have so many gripes about when the Eagles paid Carson Wentz because he is quote-unquote a generational talent because he's physically built, which seems to be the favorite comment of all draft experts when they talk about quarterbacks. Oh, his build is great. Mitchell Trubisky's build was great. Jamarcus Russell's build was great. Build doesn't mean talent, so I'm very confused by this. And Carson Wentz is beloved by everyone, and he is an injury-prone quarterback, and he is terrible against above 500 teams. And he did not get these issues when he was the quarterback and he got this contract. Now Dak's in the same position, and because I think it's America's team, everyone just puts the light on the Cowboys and says, how could you pay Dak? He is so average. But let's not forget, when Dak Prescott won Rookie of the Year after taking over for Tony Romo, and him and Zeke looked like gangbusters, everyone was like, I can't believe that Dallas just got their way into another franchise quarterback. And he hasn't really done much to make you not think he is this. Remember when Zeke was holding out and all the insiders stated that only 2 of Dallas's big 3, that being Elliott, Cooper, and Prescott, were going to get paid? Last time I checked, they overpaid for Zeke. Ezekiel Elliott got a 6-year, $90 million contract extension, which Todd Gurley's was $60 million, and that is already soured, but that's not really comparable. But running backs don't usually make that kind of money, and who's to say that Zeke won't have some severe injury down the road that will make that money just go in the dumpster? Then there was Amari Cooper, who also got paid on a 5-year, $100 million contract to stay with the Cowboys. Dak is simply going to want to earn the same money that most quarterbacks do after their contract is over in their rookie deal. Dallas is really the one who screwed themselves here because with all the lucrative deals that they're going to eventually make with this big 3, because I believe that Dallas is going to sign him. There's no way Jerry Jones doesn't decide to make a splash on him. They've already attempted to. It just comes down to getting the deal done. One could argue you could have just paid Prescott and Elliott and let Amari Cooper go because now they drafted CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. My point here is we're so angry at Dak for just wanting the money that his market demands. And it's not more his fault than it is the league's and the GM's. And now the Cowboys are going to probably start biting their tongues here that they just didn't give him whatever he seems to have wanted, because once this Patrick Mahomes deal comes out, I can tell you right now, the market's going to reset so hard that we're going to look at these deals now, like the Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan deals I discussed earlier, and be like, oh my God, this is about to be a hellhole for any team that is in the same situation they are with Dak. Cowboys are in with Dak right now. Like when the Jets have to pay Darnold in the future, let's just take a minute and realize how much money that is going to cost, because it seems right now that the average quarterback takes somewhere around like 15 to 18% of the team's cap. And once this Mahomes deal clocks in, it's going to be somewhere around 22 to 25% of the team's cap space is going to go solely to the quarterback. And that's just a scary thought for GMs everywhere.